Welcome back, everybody, to another video. This is part 4 of the series. We are going to be talking about using time to class your style of trading. Now, we went over finding a strategy. We went over finding your time and risk management. Now we are going to figure out your style of trading. Now, as far as before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe. We have a Discord as well at discord.gg/leverage for the private mentorship if you are interested in further education. But before we begin today, make sure to do that. Turn on those notifications as well so you can see the next part of the series. Again, this is a 14-part series. This is only 4 out of 14, so we will be dropping videos daily. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. So now that we have figured out everything from before, we're going to go ahead and jump into what type of trader are you? Now there are 4 to 5 different type of classes as far as traders goes, and this is going to be based on the time frame that you are trading on. Let's go ahead and start off with the first. Now, the first one we are going to go over is a position trader. This is going to be a higher time frame trader focused on the weekly time frame, the daily time frame, the 4-hour time frame. And what these trades are going to do are they're going to last for months and years. They will be focusing the monthly chart, the yearly chart, the weekly chart to make their entries, and they will hold based on a longer time for a longer payout. So that will be our position traders. Next we have our swing traders. Our swing traders are traders that are going to be taking trades based on that weekly and daily chart still, but they will be taking trades on the H4, so the 4-hour chart, and the 1-hour chart as well. They will be holding their trades for weeks to days at a time, and then once that is done, they will be in and out, and then we'll be on to the next one. Our next one that we have for today is going to be intra-week traders. Our intra-week traders are going to be trading using a daily time frame to figure out their bias, and they will go to the H4 chart, H1, and then the M15. The trades are going to last for a specific amount of days, and this will only be within a certain week. Following our intra-week traders, we have our day traders. Our day traders are going to be using the daily time frame to figure out a higher time frame bias, and from there they will use the H4, the H1, the M15, and the M5 to make their entry. Trades are going to last for hours within a day. Sessions are usually very, very key with trading during the day for specific times. This is going to allow you to be able to take trades and use them for a certain amount of hours, and then once you are in and out, you are good to go. You can close it and then go on to the next day. That is what day traders are looking for each time they go to make a trade. And then last but not least, we have our scalpers. Our scalpers are going to be our traders that are taking trades that last for minutes at a time. They will be mainly using the M15, the M5, and the M1 to take their entries, and they will be in and out within a certain number of minutes. Now, I will say, as far as you guys figuring out what type of trader you are, position traders are usually more equity trade type positions. Swing traders are going to be maybe taken on leverage, but you can allow these to give you a certain idea as far as what is most comfortable for you in trading. This is going to allow you to figure out if you are a day trader, if you are an intra-week trader, if you like holding trades longer, if you like holding trades shorter, and this is going to give you the best show of hand for that. So now the next question that you will be asking yourself is, how can I determine which style is right for me? One thing I will say as far as figuring out which style is right for you, before you do any of this, execution and having experience and figuring it out is going to be what brings you that comfortability. So start off with those higher time frame trades. The higher time frames are going to show you that direction. Lower time frames are the pages in between. We'll talk more about that later in the series, but as far as determining which style is right for you, always start off with those higher time frames and then move to the lower time frames once you get comfortable. Starting off with your higher time frames are always going to be the way that you want to begin. The reasoning for that is that the higher time frames are going to tell the moral of the story. The lower time frames are the pages in between. So they will be in between everything that you see on the higher time frames. When you're figuring out direction, it is always easiest to start with your higher time frames. Remember, less is more. We talk about this over and over again, and this is something that I will be drilling into your heads throughout the entire series and every YouTube of video that I drop, because allowing that repetition is going to be what brings you that consistency. That consistency brings that comfortability to continue, and then you have found a probable and profitable strategy as well as system overall. So start off with your higher time frames. Once you get comfortable, then you can start to move to your lower time frames. Next, when you are executing and you are trying to figure out if that style is fit for you or not, I want you to always sit there and ask yourself, is this comfortable? And comfortable from a perspective of understanding. Do you understand it well? Is it something that you can simplify? Is it something that you can repeat over time? Now, I want you to know as well, in the beginning, all is going to be uncomfortable. You still don't know what style you have trying to figure out yet. So the biggest thing that you need to understand is gathering live data. Gathering live data is going to be from you trading. So the only way to figure that out is to execute. So do not be scared when you are going to figure out your data. Just remember your risk. Don't try to go in there and make money. Go in there and try to figure out your system. Try to refine your system and figure out something that works for you long term. Now, you must also tell yourself, and this must be something that is very, very important to figuring out your system. This needs to be repeatable. This needs to be something that is long term, something that can be sustainable, and something that is able to be refined over time. Now, this is something that you will figure out at the beginning, right? Use that live data to figure out what is most comfortable for you. Use your executions to tell you what is going to be the best for you. You figuring out that live data, figuring out how you trade, figuring out how you think is going to be what brings you that best, most profitable, and most proficient progress path that you can look for. So keep going for what can be repeatable, what is easy, what is comfortable, and start off with your higher time frames. Now, we will also say, due to that repeatability, this is going to become secondhand. So it is so simple that there is no thought placed behind it. It is only action. Now, again, this is something that you will find over time. So keep finding that data and keep executing. You'll do it so much. You'll do it over and over again and just repeat it that it will become secondhand. It is so simple that there is no thought, only action. Now, that was the technical side of trading. Going to the psychological side, this is something that we want to understand and recoup over time, because this is going to allow us to figure out ourselves and allow us to figure out our discipline and where we need to continue to progress. So I want you to start off with going for base hits. Go for your base hits. Don't focus on hitting those home runs. I have it right here at the bottom right of my chart. I focus on that to allow us to compound. Compounding it over time, and again, is something that's sustainable that you can have for your lifespan, right? Go for those base hits. Do not have something that you are looking for home runs every single time. Next is going to be focusing on the long term, hand in hand with going for base hits, not being too caught up in the moment and saying this is the trade that is going to get me where I need to be. Focus on that long term. Long term is going to show us something that is sustainable, something that we can do for years ahead, and something that we can give to others, maybe even automate. This is something that is very versatile, something that will have a system that allows you to continue that path of progression. So focus on that long term. Now, we must also understand the power of compounding. Compound, compound, compound. This is something that is going to allow us to have something that continues to grow over time, right? We want our portfolio to continue to grow exponentially. We do not want it to grow in sort of linear. We want it to grow exponentially. To allow us to do that, we will compound. So use those base hits to compound your portfolio over time. Remember, compound, compound, compound. Now, that compounding over time is going to allow us to find something that is going to make it secondhand nature. So make it secondhand nature, something that we can repeat over and over again, that it gets so simple that we don't even have to think about it. We can just execute. Make it secondhand nature. Next, what is going to be very, very important to the psychological side of you having your system is going to be focusing on the process. The goal is the reward of the repetition. So you repeating it over time is going to find the goal that you are looking for. Do not try to rush the process. Do not try to change up the process. Just figure out mathematically if the process works. If it does, all you have to do is follow it. Follow the rules and focus on the process. Again, the goal is the reward of the repetition. So continue to focus on the process, and that will lead you to the goals that you seek with trading. Now, last but not least, find discipline in all areas of your life. This reflects directly to trading. You finding discipline and waking up, not turning on Netflix immediately, not going out with your friends whenever they ask you to. You staying disciplined to that and figuring out yourself, figuring out your system, figuring out the process, and staying to the process is what is going to be what finds you that profitability in trading. This will be difficult. This is something that is very difficult for every single person, as we are bound to going out with our friends all the time, right? Most of us do that. We see all of our friends do that, and we want to go do that too. But understand that we are doing this for that time freedom. If we can sit there, if we can lock in for those 6 months, for those years, literally 3 to 5 years of us just staying true to our process, we can reach those goals that we want to seek. So stay to that discipline. Find it in all areas of life that will reflect directly to your trading. Now, thank you for guys making it to the end of the video. As far as the summary goes, find what is most comfortable for you. Stick to the process and continue to follow the rules. These 3 things will be what is most critical for your psychological side of trading. You can make it like a robot. You can make yourselves continue to find that discipline and continue to find that profitability that you look for. Something else I would like to mention, if you can sit here through this 10 to 15 minutes of us talking about this, you have what it takes, right? This is something that you are learning. This is something that you repeat over time. So find that discipline within yourself to maintain it, and then allow that to take you to the level that you seek. Again, the private mentorship is below in the description, or you can join discord.gg/leverage for the private mentorship. Thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe for the next one. Again, this is a 14-part series. We will be dropping one every single day for the next 2 weeks. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out, everybody.